Hello everyone, my name is Sophie Mitchell, and today I'll be talking to you about gun control and gun violence in our society, how to prevent it, and how it affects us in our everyday lives. As most of you know, there have been frequent shootings all around the U.S. and acts of gun violence. However, the government has done little to nothing to prevent these acts from occurring in the future. Did you know that the recent shooting in Thousand Oaks, California was the 307th mass shooting of this year? It occurred on the 311th day of 2018, meaning that almost every single day this year a mass shooting occurred. President Bill Clinton tried to tackle this issue when signing the Brady Bill, which put the Brady campaign in movement. This requires federal background checks for every purchase of guns. Though this was a great start to tackling the issue, it was found that 1 out of 5 gun purchases did not use this background check or any background check at all. This was a great idea to start tackling it, but it wasn't fully successful, and other than this, the government has pretty much taken no action against this issue. Since President Trump has taken office, there has been 645 mass shootings. After each, he's offered his thoughts and prayers, but never a concrete solution to this ongoing issue. When will enough be enough? In 1994, there's a federal ban on all assault weapons. In result, gun violence statistics decreased almost in half. However, in 2004, this ban expired and gun violence rates skyrocketed, almost more than before the ban. Civilians are able to get a hold of assault weapons and semi-automatic rifles, and with the help of bump stocks, these weapons can fire almost as fast as a machine gun. There's no reason for these weapons to be in the hands of our general public. By the inaction the government is taking, these events are only getting more common. Last year, while I was at school, there was a lockdown 2 weeks after the Parkland, Florida shooting. Students were very scared because this event was fresh in our minds, and it was due to armed robbery down the street. We didn't know the official reason, but we heard that it was due to a shooting, and people in my class started freaking out, crying, texting their loved ones. And minutes later, a desk in a classroom next to us fell, and we thought it was a gunshot. We thought there was a shooting in our school, and it was one of the scariest moments that I've ever experienced. It's so sad that children in our community have to feel this way when going to school. Children fear going to school, people fear going to their place of worship, to work, to the hospital, grocery stores. There's even been a shooting in senior homes. Nowhere is safe. Other countries have taken action against this issue. A startling 64% of all homicides in the U.S. are gun-related, whereas in Australia and England combined, it comes to a percentage of 13.5. In 1996, Australia had an event called the Port Arthur Massacre. 35 people were killed, and the whole country was in shock. In result, 2 weeks later, semi-automatic weapons were banned in the country, and their gun violence statistics decreased immensely. I'm not saying that this is the solution to America's problem. However, it is amazing how one country can have something so awful happen, react to it so quickly, whereas another can sit by and watch the same thing happen over and over again with no result. Unfortunately, the problem with changing this is that gun control has become a political topic. People feel that they have to think one thing or another based on the party they belong to. But our social customs have become absurd. Instead of dividing to support your party's beliefs, people should unite for everyone's common safety. I would like to see more rigid restrictions on gun purchases, more strenuous mental health checks and background checks, and if sellers do not perform these, there should be major consequences. I also believe that the bump stock should be outlawed. This makes weapons up to military caliber, and there's no reason of having these in our society. Also, another fix is not very realistic, but in an ideal world, there would be a ban on all semi-automatic weapons and assault rifles. They cause the most casualties in the U.S., and without them, gun deaths would decrease immensely, almost to none. our generation can be the change. It will be difficult to eliminate these weapons in our lifetime. However, future generations do not have to endure this. It can end with us. Thank you for listening and paying attention.
Woo!